What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Passive Income with ATM's Facebook group. As always, guys, what's up, Jonathan? How you doing, brother? I see you joined. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into the live training. I hope you guys enjoy this one. This one, guys, you are in for a treat, guys. We got a special guest, an ATM veteran, ready to drop a bunch of knowledge for all of you aspiring entrepreneurs ready to start your ATM business. So, if any of you guys have been contemplating on starting this business, if any of you guys have been holding back because you just feel like you're not ready, we are going to help you pretty much get rid of that fear. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, brother? But as always, guys, the live just started, so I'm going to go ahead and give it maybe like 30 more seconds for more people to go ahead and tune in. I am going live on my Facebook, my YouTube, Twitch. I'm not going live on TikTok today, so I'm just solely focusing on you guys. That way we can go ahead and communicate with each other, interact in the comment section. So in the meantime, guys, everybody that is joined live so far, if you are watching live, can you go ahead and comment live, guys? Go ahead and let me know in the comments that you guys are watching live. And as always, for everyone watching the replay, go ahead and comment replay as well. Whenever these lives post on my groups and my channels, I go ahead and interact with the comments even after the live. So don't worry if you guys are watching the replay. But in the meantime, guys, let's go ahead and give it just 30 more seconds for more people to tune in. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in 30. All right, everyone, welcome. Let's go ahead and get started with tonight's live training. Now, before we get with our special guest for tonight, guys, we are going to go ahead and go over the fundamentals on starting the ATM business. I know there's a lot of you guys that are brand new to my lives, that are brand new to the group. So I want to go ahead and get you guys caught up before we go ahead and start giving you guys a bunch of value. So first and foremost, guys, for everyone that is interested in starting the ATM business, you are in the right group to get started. Now, with this group, guys, we are going to not only teach you guys how to start the ATM business all on your own, but we are going to teach you guys the different tips and tricks to implement into your business so you don't have to ever go through those trial and errors that us, I don't consider myself a veteran. I've only been in the business for, 3 years now, but those trial and errors that I had to go through and our veterans that had to go through long times ago, right? So we're going to go ahead and start off with step number 1 when starting your ATM business. You want to go ahead and get started with a company. You want to be able to form your company when starting the ATM business. So not only do you look professional when trying to partner with business owners, such as the convenience stores, the barbershops, the malls, the bazaars, whatever type of location it is that you're looking for, you want to not only look professional to them, but whenever you actually try to open up a business bank account, they will not work with you unless you show them you're a legitimate business. With that being said, you do need to establish your LLC. Now, an LLC is a limited liability company that will allow you to not only protect yourself and your personal assets, but of course, create that company that these bank accounts and partners are looking for to make sure that you have some type of business formed and you're credible to work with. So you want to set up your LLC. With your LLC, you also want to be able to get your EIN. Your EIN is an employer identification number that you're going to use when filing for taxes. Employer identification, it's kind of like your social security number. It's what you're going to use whenever you start filing for taxes, so on and so forth, right? So once you establish your company, guys, you're ready for number 2, which is your business bank account. Now, when it comes to business bank account, as most of you guys know, you can't just work with any bank. You have to be able to go to a bank that works with the ATM business, or as I like to say, is ATM business friendly. Banks like Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo do not work with the ATM business, so highly recommend you guys to stay away from these type of banks, just because even if they take you in, they're going to eventually red flag your account and kick you out. So to avoid the trial and error that I said I once went through, because I once had Bank of America, and that exactly what I just said happened to me. For you guys to avoid that, just stay away from these banks. The type of banks that you want to go to are smaller banks in the area and credit unions. These are the type of banks that will more than likely work with you as an ATM business owner. Once you establish that relationship with the bank, once you open up that account, you're pretty much ready to start ordering your ATM and start jotting down that one expense, which would be your one of the first expenses as an ATM business owner is your first ATM machine, and you're ready to start getting it programmed and getting set up with processing, which will lead me to my third point, processing, guys. When it comes to processing, you want to work with a company that will not only offer free processing, but unlimited processing, meaning you're able to scale your business, and no matter what, they're not going to try to switch it up on you and start charging you processing fees, nor are they going to tie you under a contract. You want to work with a company that is also a one-stop shop, a company that will not only provide processing and facilitate all of your transactions on your ATM, but will also help you out when it comes to purchasing ATMs or when it comes to purchasing internet for your ATMs. You want to be able to have a company where you can work just solely with them for everything, rather than trying to work with ATMs here, internet here, processing here. That becomes a headache, especially at scale, guys. So 100% recommend going with a one-stop shop. But processing, the three important things that you want to look for is unlimited processing, no contract, as well as free processing. You're not paying no fees to them. Now, after the processing company, guys, you're ready for locations. Now, today we will be talking about locations, how to prospect locations, and even give you guys a little bit of an insight on a potential, pitch that you can give to these businesses. Our veteran that we got on tonight, guys, he's been in the game for a long time. He has dozens and dozens of machines currently on location generating him passive income, and he is going to share a bunch of knowledge for you guys. So be ready with your questions, guys. Everyone in the chat right now, if you guys have some questions, go ahead and get your pen and paper ready so you don't forget them. But get ready to ask all the questions. But let's go ahead and jump onto location real quick, what it is that you should look into a location. And as soon as we are done, guys, hopefully you guys been writing all these four fundamentals down in whether your phone, your pen and paper. But after this, guys, we will move into our special guest for tonight. So locations. When it comes to locations, guys, location is key in the ATM business, just as it is with merchant processing, just as it is with mostly any type of business, even real estate, for example. Whenever you're looking into real estate, you want to look at a prime area for your potential real estate. If not, prices will go down more than in other areas in the city, for example, right? So it's all about location at the end of the day when it comes to any type of business. So going back to the ATM business, your ATM is much better. Is going to do much better in a location that is not only a high traffic location in a good area, but also cash driven. For example, your ATM needs to be in a barber shop, for example. If you have a barber shop anywhere in your city, anywhere in your state, anywhere in your area that has, a couple barbers in them, majority of them are taking cash, that's a great location for your ATM. So look for cash driven, look for high traffic locations, because at the end of the day, your ATM is going to perform a lot better than if you were to place it at for example, low traffic area, low traffic location, for example. So location, guys. Location is key when it comes to this business, and we'll get into a little bit more about it. I know you guys, for everyone that's new, haven't been hearing much about my experience with the ATM business, but for everyone that has been in my group for a long time, has been hearing my story here and there about locations, about my current portfolio. So I wanted to change it up a little bit for you guys. So I went ahead and brought on a special guest. His name is Deleon Brooks. He's been in the ATM business longer than I have and has much more ATMs than I have, and that's for sure. So I'm going to bring him on and give you guys a bunch of information, a bunch of value through him, of course, about the ATM business. That way, if you guys happen to have some questions, go ahead and get them ready because we are going to bring on Deleon Brooks right now, an entrepreneur, mentor, currently mentor of mine that's been in the business for a long time, is currently successful, and has many different other businesses that he is working on till this date. But of course, we're going to talk about ATMs today. So go ahead and comment ATM right now, guys, if you guys are excited for our special guest. Some of you guys may know him, others may not. But guess what, guys? You're going to know him today. With that being said, guys, give me 30 seconds and we'll go ahead and bring him on. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. In the meantime, everyone, comment ATM if you're excited. Go ahead and like the lives. Go ahead and comment ATM with the little fire emojis. Let me go ahead and see you guys hyped up in the chat. Deleon, I hope you're ready, brother. We're gonna bring you on in 30 seconds. Deleon, my brother, how you doing?
Howdy, how are you guys doing? Juan,
Welcome,
I'm
brother.
honored to be here with you, man. I am very impressed and just proud of your growth and the people that you're leading. I think that this is a little bit more than the ATM business. This is, I just said it to somebody earlier who was asking about our live. We are the last refuge of privacy and financial transaction in this digital age. And you are leading a revolution. Not a lot of people understand the banking system. Henry Ford was quoted, if people understood the banking system, we'd have a revolution by morning. So the fact that you are teaching financial intelligence, teaching about an opportunity that can help set people free and provide extra, income and value to businesses as well as to individuals. I'm just very proud to be a part of any part of your journey. So
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And just like you're saying, it's an honor to have you here. It's an honor to be able to bring people like you into my lives, into our community, to help us out with, learning more about not just the ATM business, but, getting one step closer to financial freedom. So again, thank you. And real quick, before we go ahead and get started, can we go ahead and just get you to tell us a little bit about yourself, how it is that you happen to jump into the ATM business, what made you get into the ATM business?
absolutely. Okay, so I keep my story very quick because it's not about me, it's about you guys. What can I do to help you guys? So I dropped out of high school. When I was 17, 18 years old. I had my son at a very young age. And at that point, I figured I must do something in order to provide. So what I did was I went into sales. I went into T-Mobile, and I was one of the highest, most profitable agents they had. I quickly elevated to regional manager. And now at 18 years old, I had 12 or 15 people underneath me, ranging between 20 and 30, 40 years old. But I wanted something consistent. So I went into high-risk construction. I did overhead power and telecom line work. I did oil field work, and I also did tree trimming and logging. I've had 3 of the top 10 most dangerous jobs on the list. Why? I'm a high school dropout, and I would need to make 6 figures, and I had a very high palette for risk and reward. I understood risk and reward. I understood the bet that I gave myself. If I'm a high school dropout, I need to be more fearless so that I can provide more. So that's what I did. But I realized there's not any amount of money that I would trade my spine for. We will trade our health for money when we're young, but then we'll trade our money for health when we're old. So what can I do to get out of this cycle of me trading my spine to my company, trading my time to my company? Time is an irreplaceable asset. I will never get time back, but money is infinite. They print it every single day. They print off $320 million on average every single day, and I cannot print my time. Why am I trading my invaluable, irreplaceable asset, such as time, for something that's infinite and duplicated and printed and manipulated? Let me get on the other side of this equation. So that's when I had the brilliant idea of starting a slushy machine business. Slushy machine.
Yes.
Yes. Slushy machine. What the hell? Yes. And quickly we figured out that's not a very great business to travel down. Then we started vending. But then the problem with vending was Cheetos expires, but Andrew Jackson's don't. So since Andrew Jacksons don't have a expiration date, we then moved to ATM. So that's how I landed here by accident. Oopsie daisies.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, funny story. I was actually looking into vending machines myself. But
A lot
just
more
like you said,
expensive, lower ROI.
yeah,
Locations are a lot harder to prospect. It's a very similar business model, but the
but
prospecting and the return on investment is completely different. So
yeah, for sure. You gotta still have to buy merchandise after
yes,
the the month is done, so that cuts into your profits. Like you
got to
said,
yeah,
merchandise expires. So
exactly. And not only that, you
totally
have to do some demographic research. I've noticed in the hot Cheetos sell more. It's like I don't know. Are you gonna run the Costco? Like I don't know. It's
yeah.
you know,
All
no,
right.
kudos to anybody who's building that business, but I really feel that the ATM business is more universal. I'll
Yeah,
put my
yeah, yeah,
ATM next to your vending machine.
yeah. Definitely, people need more money than they do need hot Cheetos, right? All right. Now next question. Is the ATM business your main source of income? Or, I mean, I know you already have multiple businesses, but is the ATM business your main source?
It used to be. It is now quickly becoming a secondary source of income, which is awesome.
Okay.
We have grown tremendously in the last 4.5 years we've been in business, and it is now rapidly being outpaced by other streams of income that we have. But I can tell you this: ATMs was definitely an investment generator. We would not be able to even invest in any other businesses at all if it wasn't for the ATM business. Just the liquidity and the cash flow. This cash flow is more powerful and stronger than cash flow that you could generate from real estate. I've seen people put down what $30,000-$40,000 to buy a multifamily, and the name of the game is different. You're going for equity versus cash flow in real estate. But I've seen people cash flow $200-$300 a month from putting down $20,000-$30,000 down and taking a $300,000 mortgage. And I've seen people put down $4,000 in cash flow, $200-$300. So the ROI is just completely it's is we would not be able to qualify or even invest in anything else if it wasn't for this investment generator that we have of the ATM business. So very,
Yeah.
very powerful opportunity that it can lead to other opportunities.
Great. That was actually going to be my next question is, has the ATM business allowed you to invest into more opportunity, which you pretty much answered already. So right now, real quick, do you happen to have any advice to anyone that's up and coming in the ATM business or just an aspiring entrepreneur trying to get started with the ATM business? Is there any advice that you have that may help them take that leap of faith in themselves or get rid of that fear that's holding them back?
Absolutely. The number one, it sounds corny, it sounds cliche, but it is so true. I talk to so many people who will tell me they're worth $1 million. I'm worth $1 million. I'm worth 2 million. I'm going to be worth $10 million. Well, if you had the chance to invest in a company that you knew was going to be worth $10 million in the next, I don't know, 3-4 years, and the cost of investment was $4,000, would you not invest? A lot of people say yes, but their actions say no because you're not doing it. A lot of people are afraid to invest in themselves. They try to cheat their way into. They try to, you're not going to be able to accumulate the type of success that you want without being able to put your money where your mouth is. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be willing to pay $1 million. That you're not going to have to pay $1 million, but you have to be willing. Like there's no cost I will not pay for my freedom. I paid a lot of people to get to where I'm at. I paid a lot of people. I'm the one that's speaking right now, but there are so many people I can credit for my success. People who I've paid $10,000 to for marketing courses, sales courses, adding free value that I thought was free. But in turn, I was actually paying the tuition that I needed to pay for my success. And most people are afraid to pay the tuition for the success. So this is tuition that is going to work you out of having to work. I know people who are paying $40,000 for associates and bachelors to then go trade their time. This is way less than that. The ROI is way more. ROI is insane, and it's like, but people are afraid to invest in themselves. You have to invest in yourself. You have to. You
Yeah,
have
at
to.
the end of the day, you get out what you put in, right?
you get more out than what you put in. It's crazy. This is a fulcrum. This is a leverage point. You mentors are time machines. The amount of time it would take for you to learn something, a smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from somebody else's. When you are learning from other people's mistakes, it just comes down to the question. You're going to learn and you're going to pay for this information regardless. The question is, do you want a shovel or do you want a shovel and a map? Like, how valuable is that map to you? Because I can tell you this, you're going to waste a lot of time, you're going to waste a lot of effort versus having just a shovel or a shovel and a map. So
awesome. All right, guys. So far, so good. Do any of you guys have any questions for Deleon? He's been in the business for a long time, so you guys can pretty much ask anything that you want regarding the ATM business. Now is the time to take advantage and start commenting down all of your questions. Whatever questions you guys have, guys, don't hold back. We will answer them for you. I got a couple people in here, so I know we can get a couple questions, and I'm going to try to see if I can bring the question onto the screen. That way everyone can see the question. And of course, I'll go ahead and read over it. But in the meantime, anyone have any questions, go ahead and comment them down below. Now, Deleon, while they get some questions racked up in the comments, anything else you'd like to tell the people regarding the ATM business? Maybe talk a little bit about prospecting, what it is that you do, that you've learned throughout your experience to be able to lock locations under contract, because a lot of people seem to actually have a hard time locking locations, and a lot of people, believe it or not, are afraid to actually start the ATM business because they feel that they're not sales savvy or they wouldn't know how to actually sell their ATM business. Is there anything that you may have that can help out with that?
Yes, I'm going to be very frank, if that's okay. I don't do well when I censor myself. A lot of people love my style of mentorship.
We're all grown-ups here.
Yes, but I've always equated it to almost parenthood. There's father power, there's mother power. There's slap, and then there's hug. I'm predominantly a slap. So here's the thing. Nobody gives a fuck about your ATM. Nobody wants an ATM. In fact, I've even told Juan this. Nobody wants an ATM. They want value. Nobody wants an ATM. They want a check. You're not in the ATM business, actually. If you start an ATM business, you're not in the ATM business. Your actual business is providing value to other businesses. So how is your business providing value to other businesses? Are you decreasing their processing fees, increasing foot traffic? Are you going to make sure that it's a worry-free? Are you going to be giving them a check? Usually when I'm prospecting a location, the last thing I say is ATM. And the first thing that usually comes out of people's mouth is free. I want to ask you something. If I was on the side of the road and I offered you a free drink, it's free. You like, the hell's wrong with it? What? You regard it with suspicion. Free means scam. It always means scam. So I want you guys to remove the word free from your vocabulary. Start using the word no cost. No cost to you. Because people are like, what's the catch? The catch is no cost to you. The catch is I'm going to make my investment back, but the catch is there's no cost to you. In fact, you actually gain and benefit from this. So just realize that nobody wants an ATM, but everybody wants value. Nobody wants, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a problem that you can resolve for everybody, but nobody really wants the item that solves it. Nobody wants a shovel, but everybody wants the hole dug. Like, I want a hole dug. Well, you need the shovel. Well, is there anything better than a shovel? Yeah, the backhoe. Is there anything better than the backhoe? Yeah, I don't know, dynamite. I don't know. I just want the result. What is the result of your ATM? Sell that. Because whenever somebody says ATM, they think risk. And people are very risk adverse. Even the people who have not decided to take the plunge into themselves. You guys are risk averse. You guys don't want to start an ATM business, do you? No, you guys want extra cash flow in your household. You guys want investments. Even you don't want an ATM. So with that said, you got to understand that people want results. They don't want the item. They don't want your product. They want what it can do. So that is the number one thing I say. People don't even know I run an ATM business until I drop an ATM in the spot that they just said I can have.
Yeah.
I'm not even barely kidding. I've literally, I didn't know it was ATM. I thought it was you said you want to lease a spot for me. I'm like, yeah, this spot right here. Like, well, I don't have any room. Cool. How much is that potted plant paying you every month? That potted plant, it doesn't pay me anything. I know, but this ATM will. This ATM is going to pay you. That potted plant is a freeloader. Get that potted plant out of here. So it's like, So, anyways, I see
Yeah.
some good questions.
Yeah, I got a question right here. Do you want to go down the comments and answer, the questions you want me to throw them onto the screen and answer? That way we can go
I'll
ahead and
let you
go.
pick because
All
you know
right.
who's asking questions is a great way to add value. By the way, you are in the value adding business, right? Your business add value to others. So if you're the more questions you ask, the more value you're adding because there's people who are afraid to ask questions. Well, every question you ask is actually adding value to the community, one, and adding value to yourself, two, and giving you access to people who could possibly help you in the future, three. So don't be afraid to ask questions. I know it sounds cliche, but the dumbest question is the question you don't ask because you are actually losing opportunity. We are in the value creation business. Questions are value.
Now that, let's go ahead and get on to our first question. I popped it up on the screen. I apologize. I believe this question is from my brother Jonathan. He's actually part of my team, the ATM Plug, but I'm streaming through StreamYard, so it doesn't allow his picture to pop up. But the first question is, what was the most recent location you locked in, and what was the process to get into that location?
Okay, so the most recent location I just locked in was probably 4 days ago. Was a brand new nail salon that we are currently onboarding, and the process is very, very. I take away almost all risk from them. I would rather have risk than to assign risk. Remember, your business is not. You don't have an ATM business. You have a value creation business. So how do I create the most value is by minimizing their risk. So right now, what I like to do is I like to give somebody a call, like, hey, do you have a 2x4 area I can rent out? I'm looking for businesses to lease with. And if you have a small 2x4 space, I'm willing to pay you 30% of the proceeds I'm able to generate in that space. Like, hell yeah, that sounds great. That sounds dandy. See, I'm not even talking about ATMs. I'm talking about bringing them more revenue. Like, yeah, what is it? Like, well, it's a unit that does financial processes and transactions. It's going to bring higher foot traffic. There's lots of people who need it in your area. And I'm actually looking at 2 other businesses in your area. And I'm trying to see which one is best to see if you qualify. See if you qualify. I'm not desperate for your business. You're desperate for my business. You're not interviewing me. I'm interviewing you. I want to see if you qualify. I got 2 other businesses. Even if it's truth or if it's not, I'm interviewing you because at the end of the day, I am investing $2,000 into an ATM and I'm putting my money inside of the ATM. I'm literally putting my bank account inside of your business. I do want to make sure you meet some qualifications. Is that okay? Like a lot of people are too busy chasing. They're desperate for business. I really just no, F that. No, this is my bank account. I'm putting in your business and I'm paying you for it. What better deal could you hope for? I want to make sure you qualify. So then I ask them a few preliminary questions and makes them feel like this is something that's valuable to them. I never say free. I really want you guys to take that word out of your vocabulary. No cost to you. In fact, I want to pay you. It's actually better than no cost. I want to pay you if it makes sense on preliminaries, right? And so then I come in, I wheel the ATM in, and I say, you know what? I want to try this out. I want to make sure it's a good fit. We have a few other places in the area that wanted this ATM, but we went with you guys because we feel like you guys would probably be the best fit. If we could try it out for a month, that'd be dandy. And let's go ahead and try this out for a month. I tried it out for a month. With that said, you guys have your risk palette and you guys know your risk tolerance. Me, for the first month, I don't drill the unit down and I try to put it somewhere where the customers know it's there. One, that gives me 2 things. That gives me an idea of how many transactions it's going to get, and also it lowers their risk to obligation. Their risk that people are always going to do the easiest thing, and if you make it easy for them to say yes versus saying I got to plug 4 holes in your floor before we even know what it's going to do, it makes it easier for them to say yes. When that month comes, what I do is I come in with a check, and I come in with an agreement. Did I say contract? No, I said agreement. I said an agreement. Take the word contract out of your vocabulary. Contracts are scary. Agreement's okay. So I come in with an agreement and a check for that month. If they sign the agreement, they get the check. If they don't, I pick up my ATM. It is what it is. So I can't remember the last time I had to pick up an ATM. Who's going to say no to money in your hand right there? Barely anybody. I got an agreement signed and I just paid them. And not to mention, it's easier to keep it there. What am I going to do? I come in like at a semi-busy time where I got to shuffle. They don't want to do all that while that you want to say no right now. Okay, cool. Go and move that. Excuse me, ma'am. No, it's just easier for you to say yes. You got to make it easy for your client to say yes. People do not like making decisions. Usually they go with the default. People are like water. If you put water on a hill, they'll just naturally roll to the lowest resistance area. You got to make it easy for them to say yes. If it's hard for them to say yes, they're gonna say no. I'm gonna plug 4 holes in your, and I want to come at the busiest time. And no, I can leave the ATM right here and pay you for it. Yes. That's the process. I always do a 1 month trial.
1 month trial. All right, guys. I hope you guys got a pen and paper and you're jotting some of this information down, because trust me, guys, a ton of value that you guys will be getting out. For everyone just now tuning in the live, guys, don't worry. The live will be posted in the group, in the Facebook group, as well as the YouTube channel. So you guys can always go back and watch the first half of this live. But next question, how do you go about splitting your surcharge with the business owner? And is there a specific equation that you have whenever you do a surcharge split?
Yes, 100%. I take in a few metrics. How far is it from me? That's a big metric. A lot of people don't factor that in. How far is it from me? But I usually only give 2 deals, only 2. I do 25% or 33%. That's it. Nothing else. I rarely ever do anything more than that. You do not want to water down there's so many people. It's something called a race to the bottom. A race to the bottom. A lot of people are racing to the bottom. They're competitive. They're greedy. They don't understand how to collaborate, and they become desperate. And racing to the bottom is great for the customer and the consumer and the greedy business owner that's going to benefit from your race to the bottom, but it actually destroys the ATM business. So I want to give a message to all you guys. In fact, I'll give you guys a story. I remember there was a convenience store that I was going to pay 33% of the surcharge because they were just so greedy. I'm like, fine, I'll do that. And then somebody said, I'll pay you 50. They actually ended up getting the ATM. I willed my ATM back in my Toyota Prius. Priuses are the shiznit. I know that, Juan got a Tesla, but Priuses, right?
Yeah, I got a Prius too.
Oh, there you go. Priuses. Priuses are great for transportation for ATMs, right? I put it back in my Prius.
That's my vehicle in crime whenever I'm installing my ATMs. That's where
yeah.
My portfolio has been from my Prius.
Yeah, but 4 months later, they call me back saying that the ATM has not been serviced. They called me back saying that the ATM has not been filled and it's not working. Why? Because the guy didn't do his numbers. He was so desperate to get the ATM location that he literally wasn't making money off of it and was paying to service it. Not to mention, he didn't even know the transactions. So with that said, guess what? I come in and I was like, all right, cool. I can take care of this for you. She's like, you got to pay me 50%. I'm like the other guy was paying me 50%. I said, what's 50% of 0? Oh, 0. Okay, cool. How about I pay you 33% of the transactions we're going to get? You are putting your bank account and your investment, and in some cases, and in some areas, you're even risking your life. Are you not worth $3? Like, aren't you trying to get out of the rat race, and you're going to have the same mindset that's actually put you into the rat race, racing to the bottom, doing more for less? Absolutely not. Maintain your value. So I factor 25 to 33%. Also do my numbers, how much is good, and I have an expected profit. I do not want to make less than $300 in ATM. If it's doing less than that, I'm usually pulling it out, or I tell them to buy it. Hey, you want to buy this ATM? I give it a few months, obviously. Give it like 2, 3, 4 months. There's tactics that you can do. You can put cash tip jars up, move the POS system out of sight. I didn't say that you guys have to unplug it and throw it in the trash, just out of sight, out of the customer's line of vision. It actually increases ATM usage, things like that. Lights, hummingbirds. Go to Michael's, get some like binds, especially if it's a nail salon. They like pretty. If you're putting your ugly ass ATM into their beautiful nail salon, make sure you go to Michael's first and get some decoratives, right? So anyway.
All right, let's go to the next question. This is a bit of a long question. The question is, how would you walk up to a business owner and cold approach him and start a conversation about adding an ATM instead of, hey, I see you need an ATM and I can help?
So the first thing I do is I walk behind them and I cover their eyes and whisper in their ears. First thing, or tickle fights. Those usually break the ice pretty quickly if you don't get the cops called on you. But in all seriousness, usually I act like a customer. Hey, where's your guys' ATM? Where's it at? What? Are you kidding me? You guys don't have an ATM? You guys love processing fees? You guys love those? I love them too. Here's my Amex. Oh, you guys hate Amex, right? Like, start touching at the pain points.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to sell your ATM or trying to install your ATM. It's not about your ATM. It's about their problem. Nobody wants an ATM. I want you guys all to realize that. If they wanted an ATM, they would have one, but they don't. Why don't they? Because they don't want one. But what do they want? They want the problem solved. So look at the problem, and then, oh, hey, you know what? An ATM does solve those problems. I don't know why I don't have one. Yeah, guess what? I could possibly get you one for no cost to you. It'd actually be free to you. It'd actually be better than free to you. I'd actually pay you depending on how well it did. Let me ask you some numbers to qualify to see if I want to invest my money in your business. Now I'm the one with the value. Talk about their pain first. Hey, you guys love processing fees. You guys love customers leaving because there's no ATM here. Nice, cool. I heard that they even have some of those with Bitcoin. I know these units have Liberty X on them, blah, 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 whatever. Talk about their pain points. It's not about your ATM. It's about their pain points.
Awesome. Now, I do have a question that I have for you. I usually get this question a lot. A lot of people are always blowing on my phone, my messages when it comes to this question. So I want to go ahead and ask you this question for you to answer. What type of locations do you prefer when it comes to the ATM business? What locations do you see are the most beneficial when it comes to the ATM business?
I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of you guys are out there fishing for Moby Dick. All you guys want cannabis shops. I had a cannabis shop. I shit you not. I literally had to sell my truck during the height of the used vehicle market to be able to sustain the volume that this cannabis shop was going through. In fact, it's funny because all of our other ATM locations started to shrink. I started going to other ATMs, peeling a little bit of money out, trying to. You don't want. It almost became a job to keep that location filled, and I didn't have enough capital, and I bit off more than I could chew. Right.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this: you guys don't want the $4,000 a month locations that you hear everybody talking about. Those are not the locations you want to start with. Have you ever played Monopoly? 4 greenhouses, 1 red house. That's what you want to do. Get 4 greenhouses. Get 4 barbershops. Barbershops that cash flow $300, $400. And then potentially, maybe, possibly, you can go ahead and consolidate those or contract them out to somebody who can do cash loading or something like that. And then move to somebody you have more credibility for and more capital for, like a cannabis shop. Stop fishing for Moby Dick first in a damn rowboat. So I say barbershops, 1, nail salons, tip to the guys. You guys need to be handsome. Need to be. Otherwise, am I kidding? Yes. Am I kidding? No. I'm actually not kidding, and I am kidding. But I'm dead serious. People will judge you based off of how you present yourself. You are your resume. People are prejudiced, prejudge. People prejudge all the time. So, in fact, small businesses prejudge more than anybody. They couldn't fit into a corporate world. Usually, they're not very politically correct. They're going to prejudge it. It is what it is. If you don't like it, then don't be a business owner and be an employee where you can, complain about discrimination. But it is what it is. Make sure that you are presentable. Make sure that you look handsome. Make sure you know your client. If I'm going into a black barbershop, what's up, bro? Howdy doody. If I'm going into a nail salon, I'm going to go ahead and undo 3 buttons real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the pump first. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? So I'm being very real with you guys. I hope that you guys understand that I didn't get to where I'm at by being not authentic. People can smell a salesman. And people usually equate salesman with scam. I'm not a salesman. I'm just going to be me. I'm authentically me. I'm very transparent. I have a hard time putting on a filter, actually, because I'm very transparent. So you can expect to get what I say I'm going to give you. So that is key, building trust and credibility. So yeah, that's how I usually approach business owners, is pointing out their pain problems. Yeah, I forgot what the last question was.
You're good. But yeah, definitely, I'm a big believer in figuring out what the problem is and how you can solve that problem, because just like you say, everybody is looking for that solution rather than that item for the solution. So I think that looks like it's about all the questions that there is. If you guys happen to have any more questions, keep asking. We got about 5 more minutes for some more questions. And of course, we're gonna go ahead and answer them for you. We are running a little bit out of time, so go ahead and keep asking your guys' questions.
I
Deleon,
had
we're
a
gonna
few
go ahead and
quotes,
take a. Go ahead.
I had a few quotes from my mentor. My mentor has over 900 ATMs and has been doing this for 20 years. And I'm very blessed to have connected with him. But this is what he said: I do not negotiate price because I do not negotiate the level of my service. The level of my service is impeccable, so my price point will remain consistent. This is coming from a man who has 900 ATMs. Second quote, I actually said it earlier in this stream. We are the last refuge in the digital age for financial privacy. We are. Eventually, you guys realize fractional reserve banking. We talked about how difficult it is to get a bank account. Do you know why? It's because most banks don't have cash. They have debts. They actually have loans. There's actually one penny backing every dollar in everybody's account. One physical penny for every digital dollar. The rich understand the difference between value and price. We understand that your $1 is priced the same as your digital dollar, but we understand that the value of this physical dollar is actually 100x the value of your digital dollar. The rich make their money in value, not price. I don't care if you told me that my 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home was worth $100. I'm not going to give you my house for $100 because I understand the value of my house is not the price that you're going to give me. So always focus on value, not price, value. So there's a few more quotes, and then we can get some more questions in here.
Yeah. I know these.
It's not about the amount of locations. He has 900 ATMs, and he said this: I would trade every ATM location I have now for 10 ATMs that do equivalent transactions. It's not about quantity; it's about quality. If he had the same amount of transactions and he only had 10 ATMs, he would be just as successful with less gas.
Yeah.
So
I got this question right here, or statement. You guys talk about the easy stuff, but not the big problems, like dealing with banks. Do you have anything on banks?
absolutely, 100%. First of all, the bigger the bank, the more over leveraged they are. Just get it in your head. They are over leveraged. These are Wall Street entities. They are invested. They don't have any cash. Do you understand that cash is their liability? Every dollar, every physical dollar that they have, they owe to either A, a customer, or B, back to the Federal Reserve with interest. Every dollar costs them $1.03. They don't like physical money, and they don't like people who take out physical money. So, how do you get a bank? Well, you need to go to banks that are not over leveraged and not corporate entities or Wall Street shell corporations, like your local mom and pop credit union. I can talk to the local credit union. I know the manager. I know the marketing director. People you could talk to. The smaller businesses, the more personable it is. The more people oriented it is. So start looking for smaller banks, and also look for MRBs, marijuana servicing businesses or marijuana bankings. Why? Because you got to understand, this is a strange statistic, and this is almost a rabbit hole, but I'll bring it home. Did you know that like the cartel has like 20% of all physical cash in circulation? 20% of all physical cash. And then you go into marijuana businesses and you're like, they have a lot of cash. Most of the time, cash is in these chemical industries. And if you are banking with a bank that does business with a marijuana business, guess what they're going to have? They're going to be cash heavy. Most banks do not have cash, they have loans. You need a bank that has cash. So understand, you need a small bank, check, and you need a bank that has cash, check. I'm not talking about assets. I'm not talking about debts. I'm talking about cash. A lot of banks do not have cash. Myself, I am one other person could put a whole branch out of business for 2 days with one refill. So it's not very difficult. It's called a bank run. Actually, if more people did what we did, the system would collapse. They can't have too many ATM guys running around pulling out all the physical cash. It would shake the system to its core. So that's a big problem right there. You're going to the biggest banks, and the biggest banks they actually hate you. So understand that they hate you. They're not for you. Small banks barely make money off of you. Small banks only make money off of your deposits. They use your deposits. We're gonna get back into value creation, guys. Your business, you do not have an ATM business. You have a value creation business. You have to understand how your business creates value for everybody, including your bank. Most people don't even know how the bank makes money off of them. How is the bank making money off of you? Because if they can't make money off of you, they're gonna close your account immediately. How does your bank make money off of you? It's not about you getting a bank account. It's about you adding value to them. Your bank, if you're an ATM guy, the only way they make money off of you is either A, if you say, hey, I promise and pledge allegiance of Boy Scouts honor to go ahead and lock $10,000 into a savings account as long as I have endless access to cash. Negotiate, one. Or two, the amount of deposits you have. If you're a bigger bank or if you're a bigger ATM guy like me, then you have lots and lots and lots and lots of deposits. And what they do is they take those deposits and they go qualify for mortgages for their clients. So how's my bank making money off of me? Those two ways. Either I have a dedicated savings account I'm not going to touch for my bank, or I'm just going to have lots of deposits for them.
All right. Last question for you, because it is about the time to get to the end of this live. I hope everyone's enjoying this live, guys. If you guys love Deleon, if you guys like all the value he's giving, which I see, I'm looking at the comments, guys. That's why I keep looking to the side. I'm looking at all of your guys' feedback. If you guys like Deleon in the lives, let me know, man. We'll go ahead and set something up. And I saw my boy Johnny in the chat earlier say that we would be good for a podcast. Shit, who knows?
I do have a podcast. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I have a link tree. I have my podcast interviews. I've been featured on podcasts. I do a lot of community work. So yeah, I'd love to. So anyways.
But last question. When did you know it was time to scale your ATM business, and how'd you do it?
I still haven't figured it out. I never knew. In fact, I still don't know. It was just kind of I don't know, when you're in motion, an object in motion stays in motion. It was just kind of Newton's law. Like all I knew was my spine hurt and I wanted to get out of construction. And I think that Juan has a very similar story. He was also doing construction. So I just knew I needed to get out of construction. And I started doing some math and I started to realize that the Federal Reserve has a printer that prints money, but I don't have a printer that prints time. Since I can't print time and the Federal Reserve can print money, I need to learn how to give, because my time is limited. The average person only lives 3,500 weeks. 3,500 weeks is the average time a person lives. And everybody's excited for every weekend. Get that, like that makes no sense to me. Weekend, and you're only going to live 3,500 weeks on average. It's like, how about this? How about I keep more weeks to myself instead of being excited for the weekend, and I start to get on this other side of the equation where I can start multiplying money myself. They have a printer, well, I have a business. Unfortunately, my business isn't as cool as their printer, but at least I have something making money for me instead of me having to make money. So that's when I knew that I had to scale something, and I actually landed on the ATM business probably 4th or 5th. So that's when I knew.
Awesome. All right, Deleon. Well, I do appreciate, man, you tuning into the group, tuning into the live. Hopefully we get to set you up for a lot more lives, man. I mean, you teach me on a day-by-day basis a bunch of value. And I do appreciate you. And I also appreciate you for jumping into the live and teaching all of my, ATM community about the ATM business. So I do appreciate you, man. Thank you guys again for, appreciating my boy Deleon. But with that being said, Deleon, it was great having you. Let me go ahead and get back with everyone. Finish off the live. I am on a deadline. Let me go ahead and can you comment your IG in the comments, please? And everyone, if you guys can go ahead and show my boy Deleon some love, go ahead and follow him. Like he said, he has his link tree in his bio. That way you guys can tune into some of his social media platforms. Like he said, he currently has podcasts where he has participated in. So if you guys enjoy the value that he gives here, just go ahead and tune into all the podcasts and soak in as much as you guys can. But thank you, Deleon, for being part of the live. I do appreciate you, and let's go ahead and set something up. Hopefully sooner we can get you in another one and chop it up for the whole life for the people.
Absolutely, 100%. Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate you guys.
All right, brother. Thank you. Yes, sir. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my brother Deleon and all the value that he dropped for you guys. Before we end the live, guys, if you guys happen to have any questions for me, keep commenting your guys' questions because I am going to be here for a little longer with you guys, maybe like 10 or 15 more minutes. So go ahead and comment more questions if you guys do have any questions. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a description on how I can help you get started with the ATM business. Now, just real quick for everyone that's barely tuning in, don't worry, guys. If you're watching the replay or if you're just now tuning into the live, don't worry. We will be posting this live training back into the Facebook group as well as my YouTube channel. It will be all posted so you guys can watch the first half that you missed. But for those of you guys that have been tuning in for the whole live, and even the people watching the replay all over again, I do got a special offer for everyone that is watching the live right now. Now, if you guys are interested in getting started with the ATM business, and like we just talked about, it's important to learn from a mentor. It's important to invest into yourself if you guys are ready to invest in yourselves. I do have a program called the ATM Plug, as you guys can see back behind me, where I can help you get started with the ATM business from scratch, guys, from A to Z. Literally help you and be along your side throughout your journey. Now, I do have my elite package, which is my most common package right now. And with my elite package, guys, you get an online step-by-step course. With this online step-by-step course, guys, I will teach you guys how to obtain your EIN, your LLC, ultimately form your company for the ATM business, as well as log down a business bank account for the ATM business. I know there's a lot of you guys, and I've seen some people in the comments talking about the whole bank situation. I do have a list of banks that I will provide for you. That way, you can simply go down that list and visit the bank that's in that list, because this list is only ATM business friendly banks. So once I provide that list for you, you're going to be able to set up that bank account. And to continue on with my online step-by-step course, I will walk you through programming, filling up ATM with cash, literally everything for you to know to be able to run your ATM business 100% on your own, to the point where you don't have to leverage any third-party service. Aside from my step-by-step course, you're also going to be part of my clients only Facebook group, where only you and like-minded individuals are part of my group. We'll be able to share each other different tips and tricks, learn from each other, and ultimately network. Network is very important, and that's actually one of the main reasons why we were able to bring Deleon onto the lives. All through networking, guys. So networking is important, which you'll be able to do in my clients only Facebook group. Aside from those two things, guys, you will get one brand new ATM included with my elite package. This ATM is a Hyosung Halo 2, is an ATM that you guys see on my social medias, the pictures that I say that I stand next to, or the videos of my ATMs that I service. I only use the Hyosung Halo 2, and I 100% recommend anyone to start with the Hyosung Halo 2. At the end of the day, guys, when you're new, I recommend you to start with a new machine. If you're new, start with new, because if you're a newcomer in the business, I know there's used machines on eBay, on OfferUp, but the last thing you want to do is invest into a used machine that can potentially have a scammer, or can potentially have a couple defects that you may not be able to catch because you're a newcomer, and now you're just digging yourself a bigger hole. So start with a brand new machine, and to help you get started with that, with my elite package, you do get one brand new ATM included automatically. It does come with 2-year warranty from the manufacturer, and this machine is 100% yours. So if you're excited about that, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. But next off, you will get one brand new internet box as well for your ATM. The internet box, guys, is pretty much a small box. I wish I had one right here next to me, but this internet box is running from the cellular antennas just like your cell phone. So the only thing you will have to cover is a $6.99 fee every single month to continue to give that internet box service. Now, the reason why it's $6.99 is because, like I said, they run from cellular antennas, because your ATM doesn't need much Wi-Fi. It doesn't need, Wi-Fi like you have at your home or office. Just a simple box paying $6.99, which I do provide you the cell box as well as the first month free for your internet box. After that, guys, you will get tons of PDFs with my elite package, sales scripts, qualification questionnaires. You're going to get brochures. You're going to get my personal location agreement that I use with my personal ATM business. And of course, you're going to be able to use that for your ATM business. That way you don't have to go out and outsource an attorney, pay a couple $100s for a location agreement, and then potentially it not work out for you. I was able to simplify my agreement to a one-page agreement that is enforceable. That way, whenever you lock these locations under contract, you're 100% ready to go and ultimately have better success when it comes to your ATM business. Aside from that, with my elite package, guys, you will get one-on-one unlimited mentorships, meaning I will be there for you. You're going to have my contact information. You're going to be able to reach out to me anytime that you need any help, that you have any concerns. It doesn't matter what the question is, guys. I'm going to be there for you. That's the reason why I give every single one of my students my personal contact information. So it doesn't matter if it's 10 at night, 12 at night. I'm a late bird anyways, guys. So if you guys have any questions late at night, you're going to be able to reach out to me anytime, and I'm going to be able to help you out. You do get tech support with Hyosung. You do get tech support with our processing team as well as with our internet. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm a very hands-on type of person, and I know there's a lot of you guys that are as well. So if I can help you knock out a question or knock out a concern within the next couple seconds, why not? So I do provide unlimited one-on-one mentorships with my elite package, guys. And last but not least, guys, we hook you up with unlimited free processing for your ATMs. So whenever you enroll with my elite package, you automatically get free processing, no contract, and unlimited processing, meaning you can scale to 100 ATMs if you want, and you're going to continue to get free processing with us. Now, how do we guarantee free processing? We don't tie you up under a contract, guys. So if you ever decide to part ways and go with a different company, guess what? There's no repercussions. You could do that, and you're ready to go. So with that being said, guys, that is my elite package. If you're interested in my elite package, and pay attention here, guys. If you guys are interested in my elite package and you're in my Facebook group, go ahead and comment plug right now. That's PLUG. Go ahead and comment plug. I will personally send you a message, and we'll go ahead and set up a 10 to 15 minute informational call, give you guys a little bit more details about my mentorship package, see if it's something that fits you, and if it does, we'll go ahead and get you started as long as it's a great fit for you. If you are my YouTube or my Twitch, guys, if you guys are in any other platform besides my Facebook group, I would recommend you guys to message me on Instagram at Juan Jeronimo _, just one underscore. Message me on Instagram, guys, or click the link in my bio and join my free Facebook group and message me through my Facebook, in my Facebook group at Juan Jeronimo. That's how you guys will be able to get in contact with me for my mentorship program if you guys are interested. Now, if you're not interested, then I hope you guys enjoyed this live training. I hope you guys soaked in as much information as possible and can hopefully get started with your ATM business for absolutely free. But with that being said, guys, do you guys happen to have any more questions for me? Go ahead and comment them down below if you guys happen to have any more questions, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out with the last bit of questions that you guys have. Matter of fact, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 30 seconds real quick to rack up any questions. Comment them down in the comments below. If you guys don't have any more questions for me, then that's pretty much going to be the end of tonight's live training. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 30 seconds for some questions. All right, so I do have a question. How did you scale your business? So just like my brother Deleon said earlier, it's all about the locations that you lock down, guys. One thing that I recommend, and Deleon recommended as well, focus on those smaller accounts. You want to make $300 to $500 a month from each location. If you happen to lock down a gold mine, that's great, right? That's great. Nothing wrong with that. But focus on scaling your business by focusing on smaller accounts. That way you don't bite more than what you can chew. Once you've generated a couple locations that are generating you $300 to $400 a month, you can start using those profits to start purchasing your ATMs. That way now, instead of paying out of pocket for your ATMs are actually paying for themselves. So one thing that I used whenever I started this business to scale my business was Facebook Marketplace, guys. 100% recommend you guys to leverage the social media platforms that you currently have. Facebook Marketplace being one of the most important. There's a bunch of Facebook posts on Facebook Marketplace titled ATM installations or free ATM for your business. So if you guys have the time, go on over to Facebook Marketplace and just search up ATM installations. You guys are going to be, or you're going to see a bunch of those posts in your area, whether you're in California, Texas, Florida, New York, wherever it is that you guys are at. You're going to be able to see all of those posts and pretty much mimic those posts, right? Do the same thing, run a couple ads if you have the capital for it, but do the same thing, have a catchy picture, have a catchy sales pitch. That way you're catching a bunch of business owners' attention, and that's how you're able to actually generate hot leads. Rather than you cold calling, rather than you walking into a bunch of businesses that probably don't want an ATM or aren't interested whatsoever, with Facebook Marketplace and automated leads, you're actually able to just generate hot leads, people that are actually interested in your service. So that's one thing that I use in my business whenever I started that allowed me to scale. Is credit a good way to scale your ATM business? Absolutely. If you can leverage your credit and you can leverage credit cards or bank loans to be able to scale your business by purchasing more ATMs and having those ATMs pay those credit cards or pay those loans off, of course, you're going to be able to scale at a much faster pace than if you were to leverage your own capital. So highly recommend leveraging credit as long as you use it the right way. Don't get a credit card or a loan and just because you have an extra $500 that you're not using, you're going to go ahead and buy yourself the newest phone or some Gucci shoes or whatever. Save that money so whenever you get some more, your balance increases, you can then use that to purchase that next ATM. So leverage credit, but leverage it the right way, guys. One credit card that I recommend is the Amex Blue Cash credit card. This credit card right here, guys, is very helpful when it comes to the ATM business, and you actually get 12 to 15 months, I believe, in free interest. So if you guys can leverage this card right here, it's a credit card, and it's called Amex Blue Cash credit card. If you guys can leverage this credit card right here, you can always purchase an ATM with this credit card and put that ATM on location and pay the minimum payment on that credit card by your ATM profits. Let's say, you have an average location generating you $300 a month. That ATM right there can pay the minimum payment of, like, let's say $60 a month on this credit card. So now you're still profiting anywhere near $250, $240 a month, but you're still paying your credit card off with your ATM profit. So recommend credit 100%. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? I hope everyone that's watching right now has enjoyed the live. I do appreciate everyone that's tuned in. But if you guys don't have any more questions, we're pretty much done, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. I hope this live was very informative for you guys and you guys learned a lot. Any more questions, guys? I'm going to give you guys maybe like 5 or 10 more seconds. If you guys don't happen to have any more questions, I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. No more questions? All right, guys. Well, it was a pleasure, as always, to hop on this live and help you guys understand the ATM business, learn all about the ATM business. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for interacting with me in the comments, for liking the lives, commenting, whatever it is that you were doing. Thank you guys for helping me. At the end of the day, whenever I ask you guys to comment, to like, it helps out with the algorithm. It helps Facebook, YouTube push our group, push our lives to the top in front of more people's pages. So I do appreciate when you guys interact with me. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much. It was your host, Juan Jeronimo, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.